Hello everyone, welcome to Marlin Chess Kids. Today I show the gameplay by Hans, Moke and Nicolas, and this beautiful game complete in only 32 moves. And let's see how the game play. The game starts with the pawn to d4, d5, c4, and you have a queen gambit opening. And with this, the black reply with a c5 to play a symmetrical and Baltic defense. After this, the pawn c takes take d5, then the queen just capture, and after this, the knight to f3 continue to develop, and the black just capture the pawn, and knight to c3, and here the pawn cannot capture, because if you capture with the pawn, the queen will be able to capture the black queen and will be clearly winning. So after knight to c3, the pawn cannot capture and the queen just move to a5. And this is the first 5 move, and the white is slightly better in the position. So the knight just capture, and now you have a 2 knight in this 16 square of the board. After this, f6, and the white play g3, preparing to go for bishop to g2 and attack b7, and also can attack the rook. Then e5 was played, trying to attack the center knight, and now the knight to b3, trying to attack back the queen. So the queen just move away to c7, and after this, bishop to g2, and here the white also prepare for a short castling. So after this move, bishop b4 was played, trying to attack the knight, and after move the knight, the white go for a short castling. Then after this move, bishop takes the knight, and here the pawn just capture the knight, the bishop. Then the black just go for a short castling, and then bishop g5 was played, trying to attack the knight. So after, if this move capture the knight, then the pawn capture, and you have the double pawn for the black, and the position is quite exposed to attack from the white. So therefore, the black just move the knight b to d7 to protect the knight. After this, c4 was played, and c6, and try to get control from the rank 6 with the rook. So rook c1 was played. After this, b6 from the black, and preparing to go for bishop b7 and exchange of the bishop. And after this, the position become equal. Then queen to c2 was played, and bishop to b7 preparing for exchange. And with this, the bishop is captured for exchange, and the queen captured again. After this, the rook f to d1, and now the rook b to c8, trying to move from the rook from here to here, then goes to here. And also the rook can prepare to go to attack from at the g file or the h file, to attack from this position onwards. So after this, queen f5 was played, and now the rook f to e8. Then c5 was played, and here h6 was played, trying to attack the bishop. And here the bishop just capture, and now the knight will capture back the bishop. then the rook to c2, and here the rook move to c6. After this, the rook d to c1, preparing to double up the rook, and here the rook also goes, the queen move to c8, then the queen goes to d3, and after this b4 was played, and here at this move the black is more active, and the queen go back to d1. Then the rook continue to attack by playing rook d8, and the queen back to e1 again. So can you see that the position now is quite almost equal, and also black is slightly better. Then the rook to d8 was played, and now you have a multiple attack on the pawn, 3 pieces, while the white only have 3. And here the king moved to g2, and another suggestion that you can play is use the pawn to take the pawn. This might be work, because if you rook capture, then you can play a very strong move such as a b7 and attack the queen. So if you move b7 to attack the queen, and if you rook capture, then the pawn will just capture and promote the queen and check the king. And with this, the rook have to recapture it back, and after this you will leave the white to have a queen, rook and knight. And at this position you can see black is just slightly better. So king g2 was played, and after this the rook continued to attack by playing rook h5, and here you have a very strong idea to attack the pawn. You can also bring the knight, continue to attack and capture the pawn as well. Then after this you can just bring your queen to this position, and also preparing to go for h5 attack. So after this, the white play h4, and this is a tactical blunder. With this, the black can just capture the pawn with a brilliant sacrifice, and after capture this pawn, the white just reply with the pawn takes the rook, and after takes the rook, and here in this position the black is clearly winning with the idea of queen to g4 and check the king, and the pawn is control the king from moving to f5, and after check the queen also can capture the pawn and continue check with the h5, and then you bring the rook continue to g5 and checkmate the king. So after queen to g4 check the king just move to h2, and now the queen just capture and continue check, and the king move to g2. Then after this, the knight goes to d5 and allowing the rook to come to here, and you have a simple checkmate. So after this move, queen g1 can be played, and this will be a best defense and allow the king to escape. However, in the actual game, rook c3 is played, and with this move the black is winning the game. So after this move, the black can just move the pawn to block the rook from continue to goes to the g5. Then after this, the rook just capture, and after this capture, the knight, you have a mate in 6. I'll give a couple of seconds to figure out how the continuation of the black to play and win the game. Well, congratulations for those who found the answer. And for those who like to enjoy the show, here are the moves the black play and win the game. After this move, the knight will just capture the rook. And after this capture, if you use the pawn to capture, then you will have a rook to g6 and continue check the king. After check the king, now if you move the king to f3, then you have a queen to g4 check, and now king back. Then you have multi ways to check. You can just come here to f5 and checkmate, or the queen can come to g2 and checkmate the king. So here will be a checkmate, or you come to here, it also will be a checkmate. And back to this position, if your king move to f1, then again the queen can just come to h1 check, and the king go up, then the queen will go to g2 checkmate. And back to this position. So after the pawn attack, you have a rook to capture and knight capture. Now again, if you move the king to f3 without capturing the knight, so the condition will be just the rook to e6 and protect the knight. Then the simple move will be queen to g4 and checkmate the king. And if you move the queen to g1, then the queen can go to e4 check the king, and the king can move to g3. Then the queen will continue check at g4, and now the queen move to h2. Then you have queen to h4 checkmate. So you have one queen to checkmate the king, and the knight is control the square. So you have many ideas to checkmate the king at this position. And back to this position, if you use the queen to g1, you can also have another method of checkmate, which is you can move the queen to h5 check, and now the king cannot go back, you cannot go out also. So whenever you have these two places, if you move the king to g3, then you can continue play with queen to g4 check, and again the king to h2, you have queen to h4 checkmate. So the beautiful move for this game would be the rook sacrifice at this position. Rook takes the pawn at h4, and with this is the idea for the black to play and have the multi attack towards the king, and it's a complete winning. And you can see here it's a clearly winning after the sacrifice. And with this, thank you.